Hi, guys. Welcome to The Passionate Palate, a podcast for food lovers and culinary explorers, where we talk about various foods, flavors, and ingredients from around the world. I am your host, Zay. Today, I have a very special guest on my show. He is the super talented designer of my podcast logo, my son, Isa Ilyas. Assalamu alaikum, Isa. Welcome to my show. Please tell our listeners a little about yourself.
Welcome, Salam. Hey, everyone. My name is Isa. I'm 16 years old, and I'm a Bergen Tech student at the Institute of Interactive Design and Technology.
All right, great. So is there anything else that you would like to tell our listeners about I know you have on Instagram, you have a Fits by Isa.
Yes, I do. I have a Fit account, and as you can tell, I'm into fashion a lot. And if you just follow my Instagram account, it's called Fits by Isa. And send me a follow.
Great. On our episode today, we are going to dive into the delicious world of soups. Right, Isa?
Yes, really love soup.
I know. Okay. Isa, what's your earliest memory of eating soup?
To be honest with you, I can't really remember the first time I eat soup. But the earliest I could probably trace back to was when you used to feed me chicken broth. Just like plain chicken broth, no vegetables, just the broth. To me, when I was like having like a sick day or something, and I really enjoyed it. From that day on, I really enjoy soup now.
Oh, that's cute. So is chicken soup, would you say that chicken soup is what reminds you of your childhood?
Basically, not only childhood, but more so like comfort, like especially like on like a snowy day. I just want to like you stay home, or even like a rainy day, like any, bad day outside, just like staying at the comfort of your home and eating a nice chicken soup.
Sounds yummy. What would you say is your go-to comfort soup?
My go-to comfort soup has to be tomato soup.
Really?
With the grilled cheese. I love that duo.
Oh, the grilled cheese, the classic grilled cheese,
Yeah,
tomato.
Reminds me of Panera, like in Panera style of grilled cheese and tomato soup. I love. So it's a perfect combination.
I know. I remember whenever we go there, that will be your number one choice.
Exactly. Yeah. Every time I go there, I always get it, guys.
Nice. Now, do you prefer chunky soups or smooth or blended ones?
To be honest with you, I definitely feel smooth soups are better because I don't feel like having like too much chunks in my soup. I don't want to bite into soup, and just want to like have like a nice smooth rich taste to my soups every time.
But would you say that is something that depends on your mood, or that's like just a general feeling?
Just a general feeling, again, I don't want to bite into like soups. I just want to like slurp it up.
All right. What would you say is the most unusual soup that you ever had?
That I ever had?
Yeah.
Probably have to be maybe pumpkin soup.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like pumpkin, I don't feel like pumpkin should belong into soups in my opinion. But I have tried butternut squash soup, and I like that a lot better. But pumpkin soup, I'm not a big fan of.
What is it? Is it the flavor, the texture?
It's the texture. Honestly, it's a little bit of both. Like the texture, because it's chunks of pumpkin. And also like the flavor, like it's like too seasonal. Like it should belong on like desserts rather than savory soups.
Yeah, that's what you feel. Okay. What is the key to making like a really, really good flavorful broth?
To me, the key has to be adding bones into it, like chicken bones for chicken soup, beef bones for beef soup, etc. And just like having those bones incorporated into the broth of the soup makes it have a more richer flavor and more earthier texture, or not earthier texture, but more so flavor.
I agree. I could see that. What do you think then is a vegetarian option?
For vegetarians, I definitely feel like the stock cubes that you find in the stores, like the Maggi or Norse stock.
That's a good idea.
And just like that too, alongside with like bones, they work just like bones, and that they add like more flavor to the soup and more richness.
True. What is a unique or underrated soup from a different country that more people should try?
To me, from another country, probably has to be from India. Have you guys heard of Mulligatawny soup? It's like a soup with has like a mix of like chicken and vegetables at its base, and it's like a really good soup, and it has like a lot of flavor.
Right. So where have you tried having this Mulligatawny soup?
I first tried it in like Sri Lankan and Indian restaurants, especially around around here like New Jersey, and like I'm glad that they have like these kind of soups around because not a lot of restaurants obviously have these kinds of soup available, and more restaurants should include them.
Have you ever had a soup that completely surprised you in terms of flavor or ingredients?
To me, it has to be broccoli and cheddar soup.
Really?
Yeah, because like, like broccoli and cheddar, like long ago when before I even tried broccoli and cheddar, I never really thought it would like mix well into a soup. After like mixing it and because I always used to remember you blending the broccoli into like the soup and
Or like a vegetable. When I
yeah,
speak
like a base, yeah,
like a vegetable soup.
yeah, like any
Okay.
vegetables like broccoli and cheddar, like you used to like blend up the broccoli and add like cheddar in it, and it tasted so good. Like I had no idea like those two would go together. It's two completely different, ingredients.
Nice. And then what about the texture of that? Do you like it like fully blended, or you like to have like little chunks of broccoli in it? How would you prefer it?
I know I said before that I'm not really a big fan of chunky foods, chunky particles in my soup, but I definitely feel like broccoli and cheddar soup is an exception because it has like obviously broccoli in it, and like having that, I don't know, I just like be like liquefied too much for like the broccoli especially, and that usually I like taste the broccoli in it. So
Right now, if I said, Lisa, I'm going to make some soup, what would you like?
probably tomato soup.
Really?
Yeah, I mean like although it's just tomato, I'm just like well, the base is like tomato sauce. You add chicken broth. I always used to see you add like chicken cubes in it, and to give that like more like flavor to the tomato taste. It's amazing. I love it.
Thank you. All right. Okay. If you had to invent a brand new soup, what ingredients would you use?
To me, if I had to invent a new soup, it would probably I know there's French onion soup, but
I know you
I
love
definitely
French onion.
like add like use onions like maybe like a different kind of onion, more like spring onions, like more like shallots, like a shallot based soup, like it's almost like a vegetable soup, but not so. But also like chicken cubes or chicken bones again, like just like an onion, like seasonal soup. Like it's perfect for like the spring in my opinion. I don't know exactly what soup I want, but those are just a few of the ingredients that I would add to a new soup out.
And okay, this is a very interesting question to ask
Yeah,
you, and I'm not sure how you're going to feel about it. What's your take on cold soups like gazpacho? Do you find that refreshing, or do you find that weird?
I find it really weird.
Really? How so?
I don't know. I feel like soups are always meant to, comfort you and warm you up like on like a cold day, as I said before. And, having like cold soups like gazpacho, it's like really throws you off, especially like being so cold and like having like, eat like cold food in your mouth like cold day. So I feel like soups are belong to be hot.
Do you think cereal with milk counts as soup? Why or why not?
I believe that cereal does not count as soup because, as I said before, soups are meant to be hot to be served and not cold. That cereals are just like cold milk and just like dried cereal, and that shouldn't be
Considered like a soup.
that shouldn't be considered. Like it's more like as like it's generally like a cereal, but not like soup.
Okay.
Yeah.
If soups had personalities, what kind of personality would your favorite soup have?
My favorite soup, tomato soup.
Tomato soup.
If it were to have a personality, I would probably go with vibrant.
Oh, I love that answer.
Because like the tanginess of the tomato, and it's just has that like rich bold flavor.
Right.
I'll definitely go a bit bold as well, bold and vibrant.
Very great answers, Lisa.
Yeah.
Bold and vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Tomato, red,
Yeah, red. Yeah,
love, passion.
yeah. I could go with bold too.
That's right. Awesome. So do you prefer spicy soups, or do you like it milder? What's your take on that?
To me, I love both. I like spicy soups and mild soups. Like for example, like a milder soup that I could give is uh, chicken cream corn soup. That's really good. That's a mild, and although it doesn't have much spice, like it has like a lot of flavor. And also like spicy soups, like for example, like a Mexican like corn chowder. Like it's so good, and it has like that kick. Like
With some jalapenos in it, and that bite.
Yeah, and having that like spice in it, so good. So I definitely consider both, in my opinion.
Got it. So on going off on the textures and flavors,
Yeah.
do you like your soups brothy, or do you like it more creamy, like a corn soup, like an egg drop soup, like a cream of broccoli, cream of asparagus, or cream of mushroom, to like the French onion broth, to chicken broth? Which one do you prefer?
To me, I definitely prefer creamier soups because the soups like are meant to be like rich, like have like that rich like taste to the mouth, and have that like that nice rich texture and smooth texture. And I feel like brothy soups are good. Don't get me wrong. I love brothy soups, like French onion, for example. I love it. But to me, if I were to choose one over the other, I'd definitely say creamy soups.
Have you seen any interesting soup trends lately?
See, not as much. Although like I've seen like like some videos like like maybe like a few months ago. I've been seeing like videos on especially on like TikTok,
Okay, what did you see?
like just like mixing like vegetables like asparagus, like asparagus soup, like just mixing it up into like a creamy texture and making it a soup. It looks good. I have mixed reactions about the trend because I feel like asparagus isn't really like a soup vegetable, or like more so like a potato or like tomato, like those kind of vegetables belong to soups. But asparagus, not.
No.
It looks good though, but I don't feel like it would taste as good.
How do you feel about instant soups? Like, you get like the cup of soup and then like soups or like the packaged ones that are powder and then you just add some hot water to it. How do you feel about those soups?
I have like mixed reactions about that too, because like for example, take ramen, like the packet, like the broth, and just like mix it in with the water. Like although it tastes so good, the only downside about it, and like the only thing I've had like mixed reactions about, is like for the health benefits. Like having like rich like soups with made with like broth, like broth bones, like chicken bones and all that stuff. I feel like that tastes more like nutritious instead of like packet one. Although they taste so good.
Absolutely, that's true. Because I know sometimes
Yeah, the amount of sodium is crazy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's settle this big debate here now.
All right. What's the big?
Okay. Is chili a soup or not? I know you love chili.
Like the beef.
Exactly. Like the beef chili with like either your red beans or the black bean corn. I know it's delicious, but would you consider it a soup or not?
I definitely feel that it should not be considered a soup because, like you saw, the majority of chili is ground beef and beans, not like necessarily like broth or like soup
Okay.
or any sort. Like I feel like it's more like I definitely consider chili more of like a stew, in my opinion, like instead of like a soup because it has like more beef than broth,
True.
if you could put it that way.
True. That's true. I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
What is the strangest soup combination that you've heard or tried?
not really sure about that.
Do you remember we were once at this Jamaican restaurant? I think it was called peanut soup.
Peanut soup? I think I heard
Like
about that.
beef and peanuts.
Yeah,
It
then
looked a lot like a curry, but it was peanut flavored and brothy.
I think I've heard about that, but I don't think I've ever got to try it. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like peanut soup could be good or maybe not because peanut has like that earthy, umami flavor than like other, nuts around for like to add like savory dishes. For example, like if you go to like Vietnamese restaurants, they have like the peanut sauce when you have like those fresh summer rolls. I feel like adding peanuts into like a savory like soup like that wouldn't be too bad in my opinion. But also, you never know what direction they could go in. It could also be bad, but I have high hopes.
What's the most iconic soup scene in a movie or TV show that you could think of?
I think there was a scene in Ratatouille.
Oh, okay.
I think like when like the Remy, like the rat, was making the soup in the restaurant without anyone knowing. I think you guys have seen that scene.
But I remember you were little. You remember that one?
I mean, like it's been like a minute since I watched Ratatouille, but I remember the scene vivid.
Oh, I love this question.
Let me see.
All right. If you could have dinner with any celebrity, what soup would you serve them?
Man, there's so many celebrities I would love to meet. Probably broccoli and cheddar soup. It's also like, aside from tomato soup, broccoli and cheddar comes in like my second favorite soup. Tomato is always number one in my opinion, but broccoli and cheddar soup is like a very unique type of soup, which has like both the vegetables and cheddar.
Okay.
Like a lot of like people don't like think that would be a good combination, but it really is, and I think they should try it.
Oh.
Got a special guest here.
Yeah, special guest here. Colombo has joined the show. I wonder what soup he would like to have. Colombo, what kind of soup would you like? Huh? Answer. Our guests, our listeners want to know. All right. He doesn't want to answer the question. Maybe he's not a soup fan.
Yeah, maybe. He's just canned food.
I know. So apart from like tomato soup at a Panera or the ones that I have made.
Yeah.
Now I know your favorite soup is tomato soup.
Yeah.
But if there was a soup that you would like to go to a restaurant and try other than the tomato soup, tell me what your favorite soup is and the name of the restaurant.
To me, one soup I've tried recently is the beef noodle soup from Tangy Noodle in New York City.
That's right.
It's so good, and like Although I said before, like I'm not really a big fan of the like brothy soups, more creamy soups, but obviously, since this is like more of a noodle soup, it can't be really creamy, so this is an exception. And I definitely feel, like the flavor of the broth is so rich, and you can tell that they like make it fresh, none of that, like packaged stuff.
Right, and they hand pull the noodles.
Yes, exactly. Their noodles are also hand pulled, which is also a plus. And everything's fresh. You could just tell by how they make the soups.
And the spring onions,
Yeah,
the scallions,
yes.
that they.
Bok choy, I think. Did they have bok choy?
I'm not sure if it was bok choy.
No.
But I think it was on the scallion family.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It had that onion flavor, which is nice. Do you like to add toppings? Would you like to add toppings to your soups? Like those oyster crackers or any crackers or those fried little noodles at Chinese restaurants? What are some of your favorite topping choices for soups?
To be honest, what you said, I love oyster crackers and fried noodles on them.
Do you believe that soups are more for a cold day or a hot day? Do you think soups have a weather?
Definitely cold.
Yeah.
Because like having like hot soups on like a hot day makes you feel a little uncomfortable. And while on the other hand, having hot soups on a cold day like makes you feel more comfort and more,
comforting.
Yeah, comforting and more, and you get to feel like more like at home and like at peace when you have soup. You could say
True. Soup is a comfort food.
It really is, yeah. That's why I wanted to talk about it today.
Okay, perfect. Isa, is there anything else that you would like to let our listeners know about soup?
Nothing else except that I'm very hungry now after all this good talk.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to our conversation about soups. Isa, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure, and it was so interesting talking about soups. If you guys have any questions about what we discussed today, please leave it in the comments. We would love to answer those questions. Please share some of your favorite soup recipes with me. I would like to try making them. And
I would like to try tasting them.
Of course, when I make it, Isa's going to try it, and then maybe we'll do a review on it.
Maybe, yeah.
Right? We could do a review.
Make another episode when we not just podcast, but also,
like a food review tasting.
Yeah, review tasting.
That sounds exciting. Yes.
That's another idea.
And if you agree with chili being not a soup, that's because Isa and I also feel like chili isn't really a soup. Isa thinks it's more of like a stew. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. And if there are any questions that you'd like to ask, please do so in the comments. And if there are any soups that we missed out on, I know we talked about a few. If there's anything else that you'd like to talk about or discuss with us, please leave it in the comments. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and please follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Passionate Palate. And tune in to my next episode where we're going to have more flavorful conversations. Thank you for watching. And always remember, don't count the calories.
Count the delicious memories.